Nature enthusiasts in and around Durban are in for a treat this festive season as Green Corridors tourism sites announced a variety of fun and adventurous outdoor events. Some of the thrilling ecotourism activities patrons can expect to indulge in include birding, hiking, canoeing, and a visit to the fascinating Mangroves, among many others. And to chat more about the various tourism sites offered by Green Corridors, we're joined on Zoom by its marketing manager, Duncan Pritchard. Duncan, a very good morning to you. A warm welcome to Morning Live. I mean, let's start with some of the, in fact, tell us more about Green Corridor tourism sites. What are some of these?
Good morning. Yeah, from a very humid Durban. Green Corridors, we're a non-profit organisation, and we're quite, concerned with adding value to the natural habitat around Durban. And what a lot of people don't realise that if you move away from the beach and go, just 10 or 15 kilometres inland from Durban, there's some, cripplingly beautiful places, wild forests, big deep valleys and gorges and mountains, and there's just this whole hub of ecotourism activity that very few people know about. So a lot of the work we do is about activating these, and we work closely with communities who live, up in the more rural areas around Durban, in harnessing these beautiful areas for tourism.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the popular ecotourism activities that nature enthusiasts, can expect to experience this festive season?
Well, there's a little bit for everybody. What we do have is, if you go quite far up the Umgeni Valley, we've got places like Mkeku picnic sites, which is really popular with 4x4 the 4x4 fraternity. There's some really good 4x4 trails. But the beauty of this little site is it's this wild little place where you can go tube riding, you can go canoeing. We also do pop-up camping at a lot of these sites. Just outside Kloot Nature Reserve as well, we've got the Lower Mulweni area, which has incredible bird watching. It's probably one of the easiest places in South Africa to see African finfoot. There's breeding crowned eagles. And then if you get closer towards the beach, you've got really accessible spaces like the Beachwood Mangroves, which also again offers really incredible bird watching, but in a very in an ecosystem that's actually quite rare.
Mm-hmm. What are the numbers saying in terms of, local tourism economy in these areas?
Well, it's a really interesting thing for us because before COVID, most of our tourists visiting these rural areas around Durban were overseas tourists. And what we're finding now is about 80% of the visitors are local Durban residents. And really interesting is that they're groups of ladies. We're getting with our pop-up camps, about 70% of the people who come out on these sort of wild camping experiences who do are, groups of young women in Durban who want to just get out with their friends and have an adventure.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I imagine, and the camping also comes with the hiking. Tell us a little bit more about those kind of activities.
Yeah, so we've got about 5 of these pop-up camping sites, and they're all set in really, beautiful either forest areas or perched up on top of the mountain next to a waterfall. They just really are visually spectacular areas. And we come and set everything up for you. So we've got a team of our guides who would go ahead before you arrive. They set up camp for you, and it's kind of like glamping. It's a really comfortable camping experience. And the guides do all the catering for you. Your tents are fully equipped with, with nice stretchers. There's a catering tent, and there's everything from ice in your gin and tonic through to really interesting meals that the guides prepare over a campfire. But from these pop-up campsites, we've got you can either go canoeing, you can go hiking. We found most people just really enjoy just sitting in a hammock and reading a book while the river flows behind them. So it's really just a chance to get away from the crowd, and especially at the moment, if you go anywhere along the coast, it's going to be really crowded and packed with people. But these sites that we work with, tend to be a lot more exclusive, and certainly if you're on one of our pop-up camping trips, it'll be just you and your family or your group of friends, and you have these beautiful wild areas all to yourself.
Mm-hmm. You touched a little bit on the kind of visitors that you have. You said a bit earlier about, the ladies who want to, some time off. What kind of visitors also do you have apart from just the ladies that you touched on?
Well, I think for a lot of people, what we try to offer is an opportunity to get out and experience wild wilderness, to experience a really wild area and to do things like camping, which is normally, unless you are a regular camper, it's not something that people think about as being accessible. So a lot of what the groups that we target are people who are just, looking to do something different. They're looking to get away from the crowds, but they want to spend quality time with close friends and family. And we can provide that in a very easy, simple, and affordable way.
I believe you also have, an array of dams that are there for some other activities. I think we saw a picture of a young boy fishing there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so two of our sites, our one site is on the shores of Inanda Dam, which is probably about half an hour drive from the city centre, and it's a beautiful, beautiful wild area, and the bass fishing in the dam is incredible, the bird watching is incredible. And then on the south coast, sort of between Umgobaba and Umkomas, there's another really little known site called Mnini Dam. And the Mnini Dam is just, surrounded by beautiful hills and forests, and also very, very popular with bass fishermen. But, it's got our community partner down there, Tulas, has developed that photograph you can see there now is from Mnini, developed a range of trails that go up these beautiful forested valleys, and there's rock pools you can swim in. So regardless of where your interest is, there's really is something for you.
And you know what? It is absolutely beautiful. What other activities have we not mentioned in this conversation, Duncan?
Well, I think, the birding, the canoeing, the hiking is all popular. What we also do is we do offer a shuttle bus. So we offer shuttle tours where we can actually pick people up from their hotels or their B&Bs or their Airbnb in Durban and take them out there. A lot of our sites also offer really interesting cultural tours, a chance to go visit a local sangoma or spend a morning learning to do beadwork or crafting, which is really fun for kids as well. We've got a really extensive network of mountain bike trails as well. We've got a couple of guides around Inanda Dam who are qualified mountain biking coaches who take people on tours around the villages, and you go and visit all the taverns, and it's, it's generally a really jovial sort of day out.
Mm-hmm. All right, Duncan, thank you so much for speaking to us. What are your numbers looking like before Christmas?
Yeah, that's been a really, we've been surprised at how quickly tourism has bounced back. I don't think Durban is really at full capacity again, but we're certainly seeing really good numbers going through to these more rural sites of ours, which is great. I think people want something different. They want to go exploring. And we've got all of this right on our doorstep.
All right. Good luck with the festive season. Thank you so much for talking to us. It is absolutely beautiful. Duncan Pritchard is the marketing manager at Green Corridors, and he's been speaking to us about some of the outdoor adventures and fun nature activities Durban has to offer this festive season.